The tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, has sparked a heated debate between two prominent political commentators, Bill Maher and Ben Shapiro, over the political identity of Kirk's alleged shooter. This argument taps into a larger, fierce discussion about violence and political extremism in America, and why assigning blame so quickly can be misleading. But here's when it gets controversial. Can we really pin down a person's political leanings based on early reports and motives? Or are we rushing into assumptions? After a manhunt, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson from Utah was arrested in connection with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. Shockingly, among the engravings found on Robinson's ammunition were messages like, "Hey fascist, catch," and "Bella Ciao," the latter being a well-known anti-fascist song from Italy during World War II. These details have fueled speculation about the suspect's ideological background. Ben Shapiro, a conservative commentator and former attorney, firmly insists that Robinson is aligned with the political left. He argues that analyzing threats and motives statistically, shootings targeting Republicans or conservative figures are often the work of individuals from left-wing extremist groups. Shapiro illustrated this by saying, if there's an attack on a synagogue, it tends to be either white supremacists or radical Muslims. If it's a Republican politician, it's more likely to be a transgender, Antifa, Marxist shooter. Bill Maher, host of the HBO show Real Time, pushed back hard on this theory. He warned against jumping to conclusions just 2 days after the attack, emphasizing, "We don't know a thing about this kid yet." Maher highlighted the dangers of the internet's rush to judgment, calling it undefeated in getting it wrong from the start. His point underscores a critical issue. In politically charged cases, premature labeling can cloud the truth and intensify division instead of uniting people toward understanding. Shapiro countered by referencing what he called actual reporting from major news outlets, including The Guardian, a publication not generally viewed as right-wing, to back up his claims about the suspect's alignment. He described a very far, radical left, trans-Antifa Marxist faction on the left side of the spectrum that he believes is behind such violent acts, contrasting it with groups on the right, namely white supremacists and radical Muslims. He tried to frame it as a matter of understanding the common thread among these violent groups, a shared belief that the system is their enemy, and therefore violence is justified in fighting against it. Yet Maher remains skeptical, pressing Shapiro, "How can you be so certain he's from the left where the investigation is still fresh?" This question opens a deeper conversation about the dangers of polarizing political narratives and whether they distort public perception, especially in crime cases. Shapiro revealed he had known Charlie Kirk personally for over a decade and has maintained constant security due to threats related to his political activism. "I never thought things would escalate to this point," Shapiro admitted somberly, reflecting on the growing intensity of political violence in recent years. This sentiment is shared by many, who fear that political disagreement is increasingly turning dangerous. The country and even communities abroad have held memorials for Kirk, honoring the impact of his work. His assassination on September 10, 2025, shocked both supporters and opponents alike, reminding us of the high stakes in today's political climate. Utah's Governor Spencer Cox announced that law enforcement is very confident that Robinson acted alone in the shooting. Meanwhile, family members of the suspect explained to authorities that Robinson had increasingly engaged with political discussions in recent years. One family member even recounted a dinner conversation where Robinson expressed strong opinions against Kirk and his views, particularly concerning Kirk's scheduled talk at Utah Valley University, UVU. Charlie Kirk, a father of two and the youthful founder of Turning Point USA at the age of 18, was fatally shot during an event on the UVU campus. His organization boasts over 250,000 student members nationwide, highlighting the widespread influence Kirk had across college campuses. This deeply divisive incident raises critical questions for all of us. Should we rush to label political motives before the facts are fully in? How much do political identities shape violence? And are we at risk of oversimplifying complex human behavior into ideological caricatures? And perhaps most importantly, in an era of passionate and polarized discourse, how can society prevent political hatred from turning deadly? We want to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with Shapiro's assessment or Maher's caution? Join the conversation and share your perspective.